What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Ray Allen to my Michael Red. It's Casey. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. What's up with you? Also, Michael Red. He's the guy that made the Red's Apple Ale.
No,
Oh,
he's a Milwaukee Bucks legend.
yeah. You got Michael Red jersey.
I wish I love that era of jersey.
That's like they
Uh
always talk about people that go to like the weird music festivals and they'll wear like weird basketball player jerseys. Your purple Bucks Michael Red jersey would be perfect for that.
dude, those jerseys go so hard though.
hmm they're very much of the era. Like I don't know, they'd have to kind of update it a little bit more if they tried to bring them back. It's not like the timeless Utah Jazz or the Raptors, in my opinion, but
I
still
agree.
still not bad.
Well, I don't even think his era was the one that had the swooping deer on it. It was just purple with the green down the sides.
Oh, okay, that'd
And
be good. I was thinking about
yeah,
the yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. Even even the red and green ones I didn't think were too bad.
Anything's better than Cream City, though, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, not a fan of those.
Like the color's good, but it's like, what the fuck were you thinking with that name?
Dude, the city jerseys this year are maybe the worst they've ever been.
They're like blue, right?
No, I'm
Or is
talking
that?
in general. Like league
Oh,
wide,
yeah.
they're so fucking boring.
It's it's because like they have to make they're like, oh, we gotta make new ones every year. And they're running out of ideas, you know?
Dude, but people on Twitter just make the coolest shit. It's like just pay these people for the designs. Let's start using these things.
Or I mean, I think it'd be really funny, like hokey too, but like since it's city edition, if each one, like every year they just highlighted something else out of the city. So it's like, for San Antonio Spurs, it'd be like the Alamo this time. Then like New York, it'd be like Empire State Building. What?
Dude, I think it's a cool idea to have city landmarks on each
Yeah.
jersey.
And
That'd be
just
great.
highlight, do color highlights that work with it too each time because it's the city edition. But then I don't know, like after you get for like Orlando, after you get Epcot, what else is there?
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like you could still do like different plays on each thing.
Yeah.
Like the Bucks this year, yeah, the blue's fine, but the outline is the state of Wisconsin. It's like that's not the city, that's the whole
hmm
state.
They should just do a big old hunk of cheese next time.
Why not? At least that's something.
Yeah. Do like little holes. I just have it be yellow, little like make it look like it's got little holes all over it.
That'd be cool if you could see like the city skyline like
There we go.
inside, like through
Hire
the
us,
holes.
Nike.
Yeah,
I mean, you probably wouldn't want to. We're not going to work for slave wages.
that's true.
Oh, dang.
Got his ass. Anyway, well, man, how about some news?
All right. I'll just read my one thing and then you can read your few things.
Sounds
It's a
good.
it's a late week.
It is.
So Sophie Turner of Game of Thrones fame, right? And X-Men,
Mm-hmm.
she's going to play Lara Croft in the Amazon's Tomb Raider series. Not a fan of that casting. I'm also just after seeing her as Jean Grey, not a fan of hers. I don't think she's a very good actress. So, we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's going to work out too well unless they go campy and silly like the original games and not overly serious like I guess the new one was.
I think she's a fine actress. I don't know that I would watch that anyways, but I think she's real purty.
Yeah, you have a thing for redheads.
What?
But I mean like they need to go like but they do. They don't need to have her like just be like wounded, nearly dying on a frozen hill. Like it needs to be like her. doing some like stupid jumping around caves fighting velociraptors bullshit. You know, like that's the route that's the way they need to go. They don't need to go more serious and, gritty because I don't think that's gonna work.
Right. We'll see. I'm sure they'll go serious.
Yep, me too. They don't listen to this podcast. Jeff hasn't gotten back to us about our tumblers.
Nope. He should.
Hmm.
We could sure, as just discussed with Nike, we're assets to be had here, companies. Come on.
Exactly.
All right. My news. Talked to Casey about this off pod earlier this week because I thought you'd be excited for it. We're getting a new mini series from Marvel called Hell Riders. Um, in Philip Kennedy Johnson's Incredible Hulk, there were a couple issues where we saw the World War II era Ghost Rider. And this series is about him during World War II. He's teaming up with what looked like Wolverine and maybe Bucky, as well as Nick Fury and a couple others, probably the Commandos. So we'll see, but should be pretty cool.
Mm. I'm all in though. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. And then this one I'm extremely excited for. We are getting a Zatanna series, a new one that's not written by Mariko Tamaki. It's written and drawn by Jamal Campbell, who, if you're not super familiar, but have been reading Joshua Williamson's Superman comic, the artist of that. So boy, is it going to look fucking awesome.
Hmm.
Willing to give him a shot on, writing duties. And he said in his post that he's hoping that it will get the Green Arrow treatment, where if it sells well enough, they'll promote it to an ongoing series. So we'll see.
That's pretty awesome. I'm
Yep.
gonna have to check that out for sure, since I, read all of Tamaki.
Yeah. I really don't think it could be worse than that.
Oh, no way.
And I also saw they showed all the covers for issue one, and I'm like, you bastards.
How
They know
many
what they're
variant
doing.
covers are you gonna get?
Ugh. Well, it didn't say which ones were incentive, but
Oh, good.
3 to 5.
Okay.
All right. In other news, Lunar, who distributes primarily DC comics, but now Image and a couple others, are actually dropping Scout comics because Scout is not putting out their books on time.
Oh, okay.
And Lunar is like, we only want people that put out books when they say they're gonna. Um, they didn't actually say that, but they said that it was a big time issue, and it's like, yeah, really, apart from like Jeff Johns, DC is mostly pretty timely with stuff.
Hmm.
At least their ongoing monthly titles. So I don't know. Maybe that will either wake them up a little bit, or they're just gonna go back to Diamond and keep doing their same old shit, right?
Yeah, now is that like, will you have to go now and go to Diamond and be like, hey, can you get me these Scout comics again? Like, how does that work? Or is it just when you place your orders with Diamond, however much in advance, then that'll, just do it that way?
They'll probably just show up on an upcoming Diamond order
Okay.
form. I'm sure Diamond will put out either an email or a header on their homepage that says that they've acquired Scout back. Um,
Okay.
I really don't buy a lot of Scout stuff. Maybe a few copies of certain titles if there's a big creator on it or something like that. But uh, it is what it
Yeah.
is. And
Yeah.
then,
Really quick,
uh-huh.
since Lunar's, I'm assuming you use Lunar for image, has like that been a nice improvement? Because I know you loved it was like night and day between when they had, Lunar got DC, so I didn't know if the
Yep. If I can use Lunar, I use Lunar.
right on.
It's It's nice to see, well, not nice. It's fine to see my lunar bill be a little higher and my diamond bill be a little lower because I know
Hmm.
that the quality's there.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Okay, and then last bit of news, we got the announcements for the Marvel Free Comic Book Day titles that they're going to put out in 2025. We've got Fantastic Four and Giant Size X-Men #1. Um, so it's just like a promotion since Fantastic Four is supposed to be coming out the summer of 2025.
Hmm.
Marvel's going to be promoting them with Free Comic Book Day. Um, but I think most of these are going to be new stories. So this will be by Ryan North and Umberto Ramos. And then let's see. The X-Men one, I'm not sure. Here we go. Okay, Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing are going to be writing that one. And then it says a surprise by Chip Zdarsky. So not sure what that means. Maybe he's taking over Fantastic Four.
Maybe.
And then the next one is Amazing Spider-Man slash Ultimate Universe. And Joe Kelly and John Romita Jr. are going to do the Spider-Man one. And then there's an exclusive prologue to the summer's Ultimate Universe event from Dennis Camp, Cody Ziegler, and Jonas Scharf. The next one is a Marvel's Voices and Ironheart story where best-selling writer Justina Ireland is taking Ironheart into Chicago's past for a story of Black innovation through the ages. Um, and then there's something from Mystique and Destiny's star-studded wedding issue. Not sure what that means. Patriot's explosive return to superheroing, and the introduction of a brand new Ghost Rider. So
Another Ghost Rider.
why not? And then last one. Sorry, two more. We've got Star Wars, which is written by Alex Segura, Charles Soule, and Mark Guggenheim, celebrating the new era of Star Wars comics. And let's see here. Some standard Luke stuff. There's a Qui-Gon story, and then a Vader and Kylo Ren story. And then the kitty one, which always just does crazy numbers for the kids, is the Spidey and his amazing friends mashed up with Iron Man and his awesome friends, which I didn't realize was a show,
Me neither.
but I'm sure it is very popular amongst young children. So there you go. It's pretty cool, like I was telling Casey earlier, pretty cool and refreshing that there's more new stories rather than, reprints of old stuff. I'm sure anybody that regularly attends Free Comic Book Day will agree with that. So good for them. Looking forward to what some of the other publishers put out.
Yeah, IDW is gonna do a Godzilla: The New Heroes. It's and like here's what the post on Godzilla Toho's page says, which doesn't. I'm like Free Comic Book Days in May, right? Unless they moved it.
Yep.
Because this doesn't make any sense. It's like Godzilla will stomp into shops on Free Comic Book Day 2025 this July. And Godzilla: The New Heroes for IDW Publishing.
Uh, yeah, they must mean the story comes out in July, like the proper
Yeah,
comic.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, weird typo there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool though. Exciting to see what new Godzilla stuff's coming out. But yeah, that's it, man. So what did we read this week?
All right. So I read, I think we're gonna have a lot of Mewtwo's this week.
I think so. Real quick, before we do that, I had it sitting right here and I still forgot. Listener and friend of the show, Nick, he does the cigar pulpit that we've mentioned before, brought me this very thick book of
Ooh,
Marvel trivia.
ooh,
So
fun.
since we recycled all my cards, uh, we'll do a couple out of the book.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
So again, thank you, Nick. I mean, this thing is very, very, and like, here's what we're looking at. I mean, there's a lot per page.
That's awesome.
So we'll probably just do three like we used to do so we can really drag this puppy out. I'm sure some will be easy, but we're just gonna go in order.
Alrighty.
Um, and some of these I might have to look up. It comes with a little thing. I think it's battery operated. I did not put batteries in it, so I might have to Google some of these. Which of the following buildings has not been the headquarters of the Fantastic Four? We've got A, the Baxter Building, B, Four Freedoms Plaza, C, Stark Tower, and D, Pier 4.
I'm gonna go with Stark Tower.
And this one I'm Googling because I don't know.
It's what makes sense to me. I'm not
You
saying
are
I nailed
correct.
it.
You
Okay.
are correct. Good job, buddy. And see, my mind, I probably wouldn't have picked that just because I'm like, there's probably something that happened where they needed to use that at one time. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So nice job there. Um, Let me know if you need the choices. Who is the Fantastic Four's receptionist?
I'm gonna need the choices for receptionist.
Okay, we've got Mrs. Bambi Arbogast, Roberta, who's a robot, Alicia Masters, and Glory Grant.
Hmm. I want to say Roberta because that just sounds funny, but I'm gonna go Glory Grant. I really don't know.
Should have followed your gut, buddy. It
It
was
was Roberta?
Roberta. Uh-huh. Yep. And then, again, let me know if you need the choices.
Mhm.
Who of the following has not been one of Johnny Storm's girlfriends?
Well, I'm gonna need the choices for that one, bud.
Well,
So,
that was part of the joke.
oh, okay. Jake Dilly has not been.
Wrong. Okay, we've got Anne Raymond, Doris Evans, Frankie Ray, and Crystal.
Okay, so I know for sure it's not he dated the bottom two, but the top two, I don't know who they are. I'm gonna go with Doris.
Incorrect. It was Anne Raymond.
Oh, okay. I would have been mad if you had been like, it was Crystal. I'm like, that's not true. They did date.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of them, but I mean I know Crystal, but I don't know the others. So
What was the name of the other one? Because I recognize the name. I think it.
Frankie Ray and Doris Evans.
Okay, so I think Frankie Ray is. I think she became one of Galactus's heralds. Is that the one?
Let's see here. She was a Nova.
Yeah, she became. Yeah, she became like a herald of Galactus.
Yeah, she looks like Fire Lord.
Yeah,
So not like Nova Nova,
yeah.
a different Nova. So good call, man.
Well,
Look at you. You know your shit. You know your Marvel.
um, like I remember her in the old Fantastic Four cartoon that I wasn't able to watch much of because we didn't get like where I used to live. we didn't get the local channels very well. That's why we had to get DirecTV, and
Sure.
we couldn't get I think it was like 55 or whatever that had Fantastic Four. So I never got to watch the Fantastic Four. I got to watch X-Men a lot on reruns and Spider-Man a lot on reruns, but never the Fantastic Four. And I saw that episode at the hospital one time when I was a kid.
Oh, hell, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So it looks like this book is broken up by character or team. So you're gonna have a lot of Fantastic Four,
nice.
then a lot of Spider-Man, Avengers, X-Men, horror heroes, Marvel Knights, and whatever Marvel time means. Oh, like time traveling people, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
anyway, that I'll be honest, not near as easy as I thought it was gonna be.
No.
So thank you again, Nick. That is
Yeah,
super
thank you.
fun.
That's awesome. All right.
Yeah, now we can talk about what we read.
So I read Psylocke issue 1, Conquest 2099 issue 3, Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons 2, Sons of Giants issue 5, The Uncanny X-Men issue 5, X-Men issue 7, Absolute Batman issue 2, Batman Robin 15, Green Lantern 17, and Batman Dark Age 6.
All right. For me, I read DC versus Vampires World War V, number 4, Batman and Robin, number 15, Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons 2, Sons of Giants, number 5, Green Lantern 17, Batman The Dark Age, number 6, Uncanny X-Men, number 5, and X-Men, number 7.
You didn't say Absolute Batman?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Did not love the first issue.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't miss much.
But you definitely had maybe two more than me, so go ahead.
Yeah. So Psylocke, issue 1. This is by Alyssa Wong. Let me try to find the page. Yeah, Alyssa Wong with Vincenzo Cara 2 on the art. I'm not feeling the art too much personally, but yeah, Psylocke's, does this job to get like save this kid, and like as I'm reading this, I realize how convoluted Psylocke is as far as a character goes. Because like the one that I knew that I had always read was the Betsy Bardock. This isn't her. This is the other one,
Right.
and I didn't know that. And so then I was like doing like some cursory research because I'm like, this is not Betsy's backstory that she's going into. I'm like, and then I was like, oh, okay. Then I found out I was like, this is the other one. But
So
yeah,
I'll
so
be honest real quick. Like I was going to pick that up, and whenever I saw that Psylocke's name was not Betsy, I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna know jack shit about
yeah,
this," and I just put it back on the shelf.
yeah. Like the style, like it's fine. It's just like it didn't.
So
The,
who is this other one?
so the way I understood it when I was, like I said, I looked on Wikipedia, and basically, Betsy was born a white British supermodel. Okay. She then got, I think, so this is stuff I remember I didn't read, but I think she got her eyes ripped out and put into the, like, her brain or whatever ripped out and put into the Asian lady's body. So people then, in like recent years have been mad that it's like, that's cultural appropriation, blah, blah, blah. And so then they brought this other one in. This is the original Psylocke's body. I'm assuming it must have been when like Krakoa stuff was happening. They were able to bring her back because they were bringing everybody back. So yeah, she's the original Psylocke, I guess. But
Okay.
yeah, it's like this book's fine, but it's not worth like it wasn't good enough for $5.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like had some neat moments, but after I read it, I'm like, Do I really want to do this again? I mean, don't get me wrong. Like this panel here, I was like, this better not awaken anything in me. But,
Well,
but yeah, it's just kind of like, eh,
yeah.
So I'm probably at a six for it. If it was like a 3.99 book, if they'd drawn the line at 2.99. Yeah, I'd pick it up again, but not at $5.
Well, I mean, the next one might be. It's just like at you're just not going to get a number one for less than 4.99 anymore.
That's so dumb.
Unless you're a Spawn comic. Spawn still 2.99.
What a G that
Yeah,
old Todd McFarlane.
across all Spawn titles too.
Yeah. It's like if only I liked Spawn.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. Sorry if you like Spawn, but so like okay, never mind. I'm not gonna go into it. I really liked Psylocke whenever I was reading uh X-Force. Like Betsy was fucking awesome, and Rick
hmm
Remender gave her like a whole arc plus some, and she was just so cool. So I was pretty disappointed that that's not what the character that I was getting with this one.
Yeah, she's still cool in this, and the fights are cool. The art's so-so. Like that's another big thing too. Like if the art was like stellar, it'd be a lot easier because it'd make the fights
Like an
cooler.
Uncanny, she looks fucking
Yeah,
awesome in Uncanny.
yeah. So it's just kind of like this would be like the artist is kind of like a much weaker version. Like they're trying to emulate Stegman's art, but it's a much weaker. So it just doesn't hit. And then like I said, the story, the character moments, except for like the part when she sees these kids being sold, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm not fucking around with this." But like the rest of the character moments, I'm like, whatever. It's kind of slow going, but she's cool. It's just not worth $5.
Mm-hmm,
So
for
yeah,
sure.
like I said, six.
You want to do another one?
Yeah, I'll hop on in on the Absolute Batman issue 2 by old Scotty Snyder and Nick Dragato on the art. There's another one of these moments that's very Gotham-y because he's at his buddy's card game, his buddy, the Riddler, Oswald, Killer Croc, and Two-Face, and they're like taking a picture of Bruce because he's showing up, and this one guy's like, "Whoa, no pics." He's like, "What? You're too good for us now that you're push papers for the DA? Not too good for them, Ozzy. Just you, har har, you fucking Two-Face." It's like, yeah, this is just like Gotham dialogue, I swear.
Yeah,
But
you'd
and
hear that
then
at playing through Arkham City.
uh-huh. And then he's beating people up, and it's like he doesn't kill. And there's a part when they're like, he's fighting a bunch of these people, and like, I don't care. You're crushing his throat. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't kill somebody. And then like he uses this stuff that turns the water that they're all standing in into fucking acid.
I don't kill, I just ruin their lives forever.
And then like they find one of his safe spots, and so they're all like gonna go attack him. He just fucking blows the building up with them in it. It's like I won't kill people. Hopefully they can escape. And so yeah, it's just stupid. Um so yeah, we get some more Alfred stuff. Oh, and we see his Batmobile, which is one of those which I had already we if I don't know if you paid attention online, but they already revealed that it's one of those big things that they use in like Canada at the tar mines and stuff. One of these big like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
caterpillar things.
Very discreet.
Yeah, it's like 'cause Alfred's like, I've gotta. He's like, I've come to believe that we can help each other. Just give me a chance to explain. 30 seconds. And he's like, all right, thank you, but we need to get out of here. They're all over the place. We have to get somewhere safe. I have a car hidden out back unless you have one. And he's like, you're standing in it. Oh, it's stupid. So yeah, I'm done with this. I figured I was gonna be after the first issue, but it went one issue more than Superman, I guess, for me.
True.
The art's really good. I'll give it that. I'm gonna go
Sure.
probably a 5.5.
Nice. Just makes you really look forward to Wonder Woman, doesn't it?
Yeah, Wonder Woman's so because it's like I've said, and I'm gonna get blue in the face saying it so much, but it's just like she did it correctly, where it's like this still looks like Wonder Woman. It's just like she was raised differently. That's it. That's the only difference, and that like she still keeps her core as a character and everything. It's not just like yeah, this is just some fucking engineer that's jacked to the fucking gills. Like what?
Just crushing throats.
Yeah. Like straight up murdering people, but not really because he says he doesn't.
All right. First up for me is DC versus Vampires World War V. We're at issue 4 here. It's written by Matthew Rosenberg with art by Otto Schmidt. And this book remains awesome. I don't know if you remember me saying at the end of last issue, we didn't know who Batman was. He was there helping
Hmm.
Robin. We never figured it out. Well, I will be spoiling it. So if you don't want spoilers for this issue, um, look at the bio for this episode where you can see the timestamps. It's Ra's al Ghul. And it's like, you know what? It makes sense that he's still up and kicking.
Hmm.
Anyway, he and Damien get back to a safe spot, and Roz is trying to convince Damien to turn him because it's like, oh yeah, of course he'd want to be a vampire. Then he doesn't have to worry about Lazarus pits anymore, right? Like,
Hmm.
there's just some like smart stuff in it, I think. Um, Also, we find out that vampire queen Barbara Gordon is not dead, and the vampires are doing everything they can to keep her alive and just revive her. But some mysterious old woman is really interested in Mr. Miracle's kid. It's like, boy, pretty sure that's Granny Goodness, but we'll see,
Be funny if it's a Ma Kent.
right? It's like I just want to give her a better life.
Like, I've raised an alien kid before. It's pretty fun.
Um, anyway, Mr. Miracle and his baby run into Batman and Robin and Alfred, but they end up leaving him alone at their safe house. And in the middle of the night, Ghostmaker shows up with Mammoth, maybe Raven, Captain Marvel, Power Girl, and a couple others that I don't even recognize. But they're all there for the baby. So they take him in, and then Robin goes to try and team up with Green Arrow and his humans to stop the vampires. So it was pretty cool. There was a backup with Black Lightning. It was okay. Nothing to write home about. But anyway, I like the rest of it a lot. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Right on. Okay. Conquest 2099 by Steve Orlando and Ibram Robertson and Jose Luis on the art. So we start off with Dracula fighting a Silver Surfer 2099. They fight back and forth. Like then you get the spider group with Nova and stuff. We get Red Hulk 2099 showing up. There's
Ooh, does he look way different than regular Red Hulk?
got like little holes on them.
Oh, okay. Nova does look pretty dope though.
Yeah, it's just dumb that they give him guns. Like he's more Star-Lord than he is Nova. with
Mm-hmm.
that, even though he's Wolverine.
Right.
And then we also at the very end get Star-Lord.
Oh, interesting design.
Yeah. Um, it's not like I really don't care. Like as I'm reading this, I'm like, I don't care about any of these things. Like I was wanting this, and I know this is I shouldn't be judging a book on what I wanted and what I'm getting, but when I was like, it's annihilation or it's a conquest, like that type of thing, we're gonna be getting this big war stuff. It seemed like the other, and this is just kind of like, nah, they're gonna, this is like quick little battles that are more focused on these random heroes fighting each other also and complaining and all this shit. It's like I really don't care. Like this is only six. Like there's only I think two issues left, and I'm really really close to dropping it because it's more of a chore to read it than it is to actually enjoy it. So I'm probably at a 4.5. I'm just losing steam.
Boy, I hope the rest of your pile improves a bit, man.
I know, right?
I think I got our Muchis though.
Yep, same. What order do you want to do them in?
The way I got them sitting, we got Batman and Robin, Godzilla, Green Lantern, Dark Age, Uncanny, and X-Men.
All
We'll
right.
we'll finish it out X heavy.
Yeah. X gonna give it to you.
I see what you did there. All right. Batman and Robin, number 15. Um, boy, where the hell is the page with all the stuff on? Okay, it's by Philip Kennedy Johnson with Yavi Fernandez on the art with 2 pages by Carmine di Giandomenico. So, uh, I personally liked this a little more than the last issue.
It was really good.
Yep. Good character moments. Uh, like I said last time, a little bit annoyed that, Damien's reverted back to shithead status. However, we get to see Philip Kennedy Johnson's version of him growing a little bit in this. He realizes he was a piece of shit to that little girl who was just trying to make a friend. I also really liked his moment when he was training with Bruce and he was like, I have no idea what my purpose is. I feel like I don't have one. I thought that was
Mhm.
really good stuff. And
Yeah.
then Bruce gets to show him, Thomas's journal where there are some drawings for Damien to sort of connect to. It was just good stuff. Philip Kennedy Johnson's a good writer, man.
Yep, and the art's really good. I will say the one
Hmm.
thing, like the only thing really that annoyed me. Oh, first I wouldn't have mentioned this. Speaking of the art, I thought this was kind of funny. The part with the boat. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but like this guy here, he looks like the main character in Jaws.
I bet it was on
I bet it
purpose.
was too. But so the one thing that like I think is kind of funny because I don't think this is correct at all. I don't think they would ever do a cast iron chain because you wouldn't do that because like cast iron is actually like even though it's hard, it's still like fragile at the same time. Like we had a fucking semi truck got stuck one time and we had to hook a chain up to it and the part that was cast was the hook that was on the end and that
Yeah.
fucking snapped and we had to we had to like double up the hook with the actual chain because the chain was fine, but it was just that hook that was, wasn't able to hold it up. And it's like the cast iron impractically heavy, red hot. It's like, I mean, it wouldn't be. It's like they bend them. That's that they bend the links together in a big machine or by hand. Like that doesn't make any sense. You don't really bend cast iron. That's why it breaks.
Well, in their defense, the first page, he said an ancient chain hoist rusted in place for a century. So it's like maybe they used to use cast
I
iron.
I still don't think they would. They would have like had a blacksmith would have been bending it by hand to make the chain probably.
Could be.
Come on, Philip Kennedy Johnson. You know everything and you don't know shit about chains.
Get your
I
shit
I
together.
could be full of shit too, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. So that's like the only real thing that annoyed me with it. But I really liked this issue. I thought
Hmm.
the Damien stuff was cool. And I'm curious, genuinely, because I don't know if I ever said a proper date. You know what I'm saying? Because like DC's doing this stuff with some of their books where they're like, oh yeah, these take place before this thing. So like this very well could take place before. I don't remember last issue if they mentioned Damien, after his like if this takes place, before his Robin comic or
Right.
anything like that. I don't even know if they mentioned that was a
Yeah.
thing.
Fair point. I
So,
don't know.
because then like since DC's doing that crap now with like a lot of books like this, it's like it makes sense that he could still be a little turd.
Yeah. Uh, okay. Well, where are you with it?
I'm at probably a 9.5, and it'd be my pick of the week.
Nice. Okay. I'm at a 9 with it. Very good stuff.
Alrighty, so Green Lantern issue 17, and it's by Jeremy Adams and is it Zermanico? I'm trying to find yeah, Zermanico's art. What'd you think, man?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought this book was pretty kick-ass.
Like it had some really cool moments for me, but it also just felt fucking all over the place.
Yeah, no, it totally
Like
was.
it was kind of a mess.
Yep. I mean, even at the end, it's like, here's everything that's coming, and it's a lot.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. But I mean, I had fun with it for sure.
Yeah. I want to talk about my favorite part. It's the part with Sinestro. So, again, spoilers, but is it Mog? Is that the planet's name?
I always called it Mogo, but
Oh, yeah, no, that it might be. I just couldn't remember how it was spelled. Yeah, Mogo. Mogo is taken over by, Red Lantern shit. It's real angry. And then you just see this red streak blasting through space, and it's Sinestro. And it says he searched the galaxy looking for those responsible, those that took his kingdom from him. Sinestro is filled with rage and he intends to use it. And he just blasts into the fucking planet. Um, it's like Sinestro's rage pulls at Mogo, his rage eclipsing that of an entire planet. Like, man, fucking cool. It's just like some anime shit, you
yeah.
know?
I was just thinking when I was reading this though, it's like, man, Sinestro is really good, controlling fear. His willpower through the roof. Rage, full of it. It's like, man, this guy is just so emotional. He needs to listen to I Like Snaps.
Dude, for real. If he could get some other emotions under wraps, it's like he could be this bad guy that claims he can change all emotions at will, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's where
I,
I got confused. Sorry, you were about to say something?
I was just gonna say, well, I wish we would have got more Jessica Cruz in this.
Yeah, me too. She's the best lantern.
I
Um
wouldn't go that far, but I like her.
I I just don't really know Kyle's story in general. So so he's a Green Lantern, but then at the end he becomes White Lantern. Could he always do that?
All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you, bud. The when they brought in the emotional spectrum shit, it really lost me with Green Lantern. I took a very long break, and I guess in that time, Kyle got all of the rings, and he could, like I was saying, like, oh, Sinestro was very emotional. He had all the different things. He had complete control of the spectrum, and he became the White Lantern. I don't really know what happened after that. But that would have been like post Blackest Night, and then
Hmm.
Brightest Day would have been in that time frame. And then I think New 52 happened, and then I started reading again when Rebirth happened. So it's like when Rebirth, and then you started reading when Rebirth happened too. So like we're kind of in the same boat with this.
Gotcha.
I know he got the powers. I don't know what all that entails for the, White Lanterns and stuff, but yeah.
Because I mean, there seems to be a lot of them on that final page,
Yeah.
unless those are just like people getting siphoned for their emotions.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to tell. 'Cause-
But I trust Jeremy Adams to make sense of all of this whenever he tells each individual part, you know?
Mhm. I want to make a quick remark too about so that the AEW at the very back had a Tony Storm story, which I'm not a Tony Storm fan, but like her catchphrase because she became like she got hit in the head a bunch and she started becoming like a starlet from the 50s. That was her whole personality. And she'd be like, chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe. And then she'd walk away and throw her shoe at somebody. So like on here, they couldn't say tits out, so they just said chin up.
Yeah, I did not recognize that person at all.
Yeah, you're not missing much. Most of the ones they're highlighting, I like Swerve, but most of the other ones, I'm like, not missing much.
I do want to say one more thing. The this guy, Tharos or whatever his name is, looks awesome. He's
Hmm.
got the Dark Star ring. He's got this cool gold armor with the Dark Star emblem right in the middle of the chest. Very cool bad guy.
Yep. The only thing I'm gonna say that I wish there was more we could have got. Where is the crying lantern at? You know?
Yep. Give us more sorrow. But yeah, I think I'm at like a solid 8 or 8.5. I
I'm
still greatly enjoyed it.
I'm feeling an 8. It was just a mess. Like that's really the only downside. The art's really good too. We didn't talk
Dude, it's
about that,
so good.
but it's always good.
Zermanico's so
Yeah.
fucking good. All right. Next up, we've got Godzilla. Here there be dragons too. Sons of Giants. Number 5. By Frank Thierry and Inaki Miranda. I am glad that it's done, if I'm honest.
See, I like this issue that more than like the last two.
Yeah, I did too. Like, okay, art's really good.
And there's parts where I wasn't too hot on it
Well,
personally.
okay, I like how the kaiju were drawn.
Yeah.
So their fights are neat. And we get to see like a whole bunch of kaiju. And I don't think we saw all of these guys in this series, did we?
No, that's just kind of like they did this and then it's like this led to basically more of them because we only really got Hedorah, Mothra, Rodan, Godzilla,
Okay,
and
so
King Ghidorah.
King Caesar there. Who's the guy above him?
Uh, that's Varen.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then the mantis guy beneath Rodan?
Yeah, it's like Kimikaris. There's a bunch of those in the movies because like they're kind of the fodder characters, you know. So it's like
Gotcha.
that's the whole race of them. Is it called the Kimikaris or Kimikaris or whatever, you know?
Okay. I did think that like the ending was pretty cool. Like what you find out in the journal with oh my God, Jet
Yeah.
Jaguar. I thought that was pretty neat. I just don't know. I just don't know if I personally want to read another 5 issue series involved like with more of the alien stuff that I don't really know much about.
Yeah.
I
No, I
just don't
mean,
know if it's for me.
I'm gonna be checking it out for sure. It's it's fine. I wish it would have gone the more the original Zillion route with the look. So this is just a fun fact, though, just off subject, but they're in Benjamin Franklin's house and they want to find his secret lab. He actually did have a secret lab. Did you know this?
I don't know.
because he had like a in his basement this spot, and people like think either he was like one of America's first serial killers because they found human remains in this area, or he was taking dead bodies from graveyards, digging them up, and then experimenting on them because he was like wanting to learn about, whatever stuff with the dead bodies.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to think it's that one over being a
Yeah.
serial killer.
Yeah. But so yeah, like we get some Lewis and Clark too, which was kind of interesting, and then the big reveal of three monsters that are gonna be popping up in the next one. And like the Jet Jaguar thing, I'm like, this is so dumb. How are they gonna build Jet Jaguar?
Yeah. But it's like how like Mechagodzilla is built though. It's like
But
who
that's
built him?
the aliens.
Oh, the aliens.
Because yeah,
Okay.
they see like on this panel
Yeah.
here, he's with the flying saucer.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, it's fine. It's fine. It's just goofy as all hell.
Hmm.
And some of it, it's like if you're not a Godzilla fan like Casey is, some of it is simply just gonna go over your head. And some of it just went over my head a little bit, I think. But it was still a dumb fun story overall, I think.
Yeah, it just seems like Frank Tiria was like, I like I really like my stuff with these human characters. This is way cooler than anything Godzilla related. And boy, let me tell you, it's not. Like this is the best they've been this whole series,
Yeah.
but it's still not good. So
I kind of just liked it when it was pirates
yeah,
and Godzilla whooped the shit out of Ibra or whatever his name is,
yeah,
like that was more the dumb fun that I was looking for.
yeah.
When they claimed that this was a sequel to that, it's not really. Like they mentioned the pirate guy in the first issue, but then after that it's like phew,
Well, this
gone.
it's they're like this is the cult that they talked about last time, that type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So I'm probably at a seven. It's it's whatever.
I'm giving it like the nicest five.
Yeah. Alrighty. Batman Dark Age, Book 6 by Mark Russell and Michael Allred on the art. This book, I think I kind of blame the schedule. With this book, because like this was just so underwhelming for me. And I think it might not have been, but it felt like this took forever for this last issue, for like these last two issues to come out. Um, yeah, I was just kind of let down. What'd you think?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I've liked every issue of this book, but uh but no, I liked well, I mean it's a big book, so we don't need to go into super specifics, but I just like the character moments and then the end, the stuff with the Joker, like it's just really good Elseworld stuff in my opinion.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I I I'm just kind of like just kind of was left going like, it had a lot more promise than what I felt like we were given. But
I think you'd feel differently if you read them all together.
maybe. I did like just in general the way the Joker is written in this. I'd like more Mark Russell writing the Joker for sure. And then some of Aldred's art in this just seems too posed, if that makes sense, and doesn't seem very dynamic. But
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much just gonna read whatever Mark Russell puts out.
yeah, same here.
I like, the reason why Bruce stopped being Batman, I thought was really interesting. He couldn't
Hmm.
save Dick. And then you know, he asked Superman to save Gotham. So as the world's ending, he puts Gotham into a bottle city and sends it to another universe. I thought that was also really fucking cool. It's just, I don't know. I just thought that the whole series was full of cool moments like that. I just really liked it.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I get that.
So yeah, I'm probably at an 8.5 for this one and probably a 9 overall. Like whenever it comes out in trade, I'll definitely keep that stocked for people to pick up at the shop.
Yeah, I'm probably at a 7.5 and probably an 8.5 for it as a whole. Maybe an 8. Will depend. It'll depend, but
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. Next up, we've got Uncanny X-Men #5 by Gail Simone and David Marquez on the art. This was a very fun book.
Hmm.
I I just love the art so much.
Yeah.
It's so good. I also feel like we need to shout out Matthew Wilson's colors as well, because like he makes Jubilee's panels fucking awesome.
Hmm. I still want to know why Wolverine's eyes can't heal.
Agreed. That first page though, the pose Wolverine is in is so badass. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's about to fuck up some people. And what's his name? That kid next to him. I don't know his name. I don't know any of
Yeah,
these
the
kids' names.
yeah, the grifter wannabe.
The grifter wannabe, yes. The like the teenage edgelord in me is like, man, what a cool costume, you know?
Right. Well, hell, dude. All of them, except for the one girl that's doing the fighting pose, when they all get their powers going, like this page here,
Yeah.
all look awesome. Like she looks, fine, like kind of
Hmm.
normal, but like that's amazing.
Yeah. Fiery juggernaut horse.
Yeah.
I also got such a chuckle. Um, they're all gearing up to fight, and Wolverine says, "Hope you got an extra deck of cards, Gambit." And Gambit pulls out. They're clearly like Pokemon cards in this universe. He's like, Marcus's little girl Chelsea, she got a whole murder of dim cards with the little cartoon monsters on them. And I'm like, man, that's fucking fantastic. I loved it. Thankfully, he didn't have to use them that we saw. So,
Yeah, and the teens were like, should we tell them that they're worth a lot of money?
yeah, so all that was great. The fighting was cool. All the stuff with Rogue, I thought was fun. At first I was like, oh my gosh, are they about to get rid of her Southern dialect?
Yeah,
But I
which
don't
I
think
would
they
be
will.
so happy.
I know. And then it got me thinking, though, if they did that, I feel like they can't win. No, like if they were to keep it, people like you aren't gonna love it. If they got rid of that, the diehards would be like, that's like her personality. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
can't do something one way or the other with that.
Now
But
I got a question though. So like Rogue is able to kiss Gambit and not kill him, but then this kid was able to the cancer kid touched her hand and made her absorb his powers. How does that work?
so here's my only gripe with this book, this particular issue. It doesn't make sense. Gail needed that to happen, so that's how it happened.
Yeah.
And we'll never know because the kid's dead.
Yeah.
It's
And then
just, oh, he was a really powerful mutant, but unfortunately he's gone and we'll never get the answers.
the part that really annoyed me though is like he's just like, hey, don't worry. Turns out I got some healing power too. You're
Exactly.
welcome.
Exactly. He was just a Deus Ex Machina in this issue. So, but that being said, still a very entertaining issue, and I really enjoyed it.
Yep.
So I'm probably at a 9.
Yeah, I was
It's
thinking
just
about
the
it.
stuff with the kid was stupid. That's the only thing keeping this from a 10.
Yeah, I'm at probably an 8.5. I liked it. Alrighty, so X-Men 7 by Jed McKay and Neto Diaz on the art. Neto Diaz's art is like very close to Stegman, so this works. This will work really well collected, you know?
See, I was gonna say I liked it a lot better than Stegman.
Really. Because
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
think they're.
think. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think they're very comparable.
They are. I just think this is better. This is like prime David Finch, except not all the faces look exactly the same. I don't know.
Not as not as fan servicey.
Yeah, not as fan servicey. It's just like really fucking good. Like I don't even like Cyclops. This panel is just
Yeah.
so fucking cool. But yeah, the I don't know. This issue, like I knew Jed would do this. He's making me hate Cyclops less. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? His stuff, like his conversation with Magneto when they're having beers at his family lodge, fantastic character moment.
Yeah.
He's just such a damn good writer. And their fight against the Wild Sentinel, very cool.
Hmm.
I don't know.
The Magneto power stuff, I don't like. I don't quite get yet, but I don't think we're supposed to.
Hmm.
And then they do that stuff with the mutant girl, or she's not a mutant, but what the hell is she, girl? And yeah, that was something in the end where like someone's able to kidnap Beast. I thought was kind of dumb, but you
Sure.
know,
Well, he was distracted. He's on the phone.
fucking millennials and their phones. Am I right?
I also like Psylocke calling out Temper for not
Yeah.
being a team player. It's just like there's a lot going on in this too, but I think it's handled better.
Oh yeah.
It's much more balanced. And like I said, the art is just killer for me. I just love this one. I thought this was a really good issue.
Like my only real problem with it is I didn't enjoy how they jumped around so much between now to months before and all that type of stuff.
Hmm.
That's really the only knock I have for it. I just it didn't quite work that way for me. But
Sure.
otherwise I really liked it.
Yeah, it's a 9-5 for me, and this one is my pick of the week.
Yeah, I'm probably at another 8, I'm feeling. So what are you excited for, man?
I'm excited for Batman Full Moon #2, the Sonic the Hedgehog Knuckles 30th anniversary special, and TMNT Naruto #1. Very
I
excited for those
I
three.
figured you'd be pretty pumped for that one.
Yeah, can't wait.
I think it's funny that the turtles, like their costumes, are going to be more Naruto themed. I think it'd been funnier if like the Naruto characters had have more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles themed costumes instead.
I think somewhere in there, well, because a lot of the Naruto characters wear masks, and I bet we get a couple of
Yeah.
callback masks.
All right, so I'm gonna go Godzilla Rivals. I always say I'm excited about that one, but usually let down. And then
Those two characters look so awesome though, so I hope the fight is at least cool.
yeah, and then Wolverine, and I will say Daredevil.
Honorable mention for Question. I think that's going to be
Yeah,
fun. Looking forward to that too.
same here. All right, so I heard a funny thing like Spike Lee of movies. He's a big Knicks fan for those that don't watch basketball, and he actually has the Knicks one championship banner in his house. So I was just thinking like what's some collectibles that you would want to have in your house? They can be like as crazy as you want, as crazy as the Knicks championship banner.
I think. So you're talking not necessarily like a comic book.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, if you want to say, I know you want to say Journey into Mysteries and More Fun Comics number what, seven?
Gee, it's
Or
something stupid like that. Yeah.
so I know you want to say those, so you more than welcome to. But if you also want to say like Jack Kirby's drawing table, you can say that too.
Right. Yeah. I think the real answer is probably Journey into Mystery 83. Uh, but like a fun prop thing, I know we're not like the biggest MCU heads, but like a proper Mjolnir replica would be pretty cool to be like, that's the one that was in the movie, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably be that. Plus, I've got like a plastic one that hangs above, like up on the wall at my shop. And for the last 9 years, people comment on that thing weekly. To
Hmm.
have like a proper one would just be so cool.
Yeah. So I
There you
mean,
go.
that's it. Not gonna do all four.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Well, it threw me off because you said Spike Lee had the one thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, let's go with probably the JSA's first appearance, which is All-Star Comics number 2 or number 3. And then trying to think of like a fun, probably yeah, something from Kirby would be dope, but like it's also one of those things where like, are we assuming that it's actually his and not someone just saying this is Jack Kirby's pencil? You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean, you for that you'd get 100% from his family. Like they're like, "Oh, I love this podcast. Here you go," type of thing.
Okay, then I would want the original Kirby pencils for the cover of 83. Like, I mean,
Nice.
what could be better than that, right?
Yeah. So for me, it'd be a Godzilla suit for sure. I almost actually, this is like, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but G-Fest one year, they had, and it's like the one of the dorsal plates, like fins from Godzilla versus the suit from Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. This lady was selling it for I think it was like $300. And I was like on the fence. I was gonna buy it. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna slap my card down. And then she's like, you don't need to throw your card at me. And she then, put in the thing, she's like, it says declined. And then I'm like, that's so weird. And so then I went checked the ATM. It was fine. I was like, whatever. And then like 2 days later, because it was on the weekend, 2 days later, I get a call and they're like, "Hey, you tried to buy something from from a Japanese person. Don't worry, we stopped that from happening."
Thanks, guys.
So
So very
yeah, so I'm
helpful.
like, so that explains it.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, why not just like pull the cash from the ATM?
Because I have for my debit card so that if like someone stole it, I couldn't like I can only withdraw, I think, $200 at a time from a ATM. So that's why I should just have brought cash. But,
Fair enough.
and then I'll say like some original art from trying like an original art from Tony Harris did for Starman would be pretty darn sweet. And trying to think, like one of Stan Lee's sweaters, I'd get it framed, like have it hanging just just in the rafters of my house.
Yeah,
And trying to think of something else that'd be pretty solid. Oh, this isn't comic book related, but the original, I think Peter Jackson owns this, so I'd have to fight him for it. But the original King Kong stop motion thing.
Oh, sure.
And
Sure.
I think Peter Jackson, when he got that Lord of the Rings money, bought all of the King Kong original stuff.
I mean, you guys would be friends, right? Because that's something that you would have done too.
Yeah. There's this like really neat picture where it's Nakajima, the original Godzilla suit actor, with the original King Kong. Like that's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be mine.
Cool.
Let us know down below, people listening. What are some like crazy things that you would want to have? Maybe you're like, ah, these knuckleheads didn't say a Batmobile, which now that I think back on it, that'd be pretty sweet to have in my driveway.
It would be. I mean, there's just so many things you could say. It's tough
Yeah.
to narrow it down to four.
Uh, oh, dude, what we should have done is one of us gets the Robin from Batman and Robin costume, the other one gets the Batman costume. We just always have our hard nipples out. It'd be great.
Hell yeah. So many crotch montages.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the episode, folks. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Hope you had a good time. Comment the things Casey told you to comment. And, we'd love to stay in chat, but Casey has to get traded to the Supersonics, and I have to enjoy zero championships for my entire tenure with the Milwaukee Bucks. So we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Two Worlds Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Two Worlds Pod, on Twitter at two_worlds_PC, and on Facebook at facebook.com/twoworldspodcast. You can email us with any questions or comments at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com, and if you would, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube.